Hi, Becca Ann here. I wanted to hop on here and make a card with you, and it's going to be a card where we use what's called masking. And I wanted to do a card for Craft Roulette. It's inspired by Craft Roulette. It is episode 212, and it needed to be a coworker card. And I used to be in charge of what we called our Sunshine Club at school, and I was always making cards for coworkers. And one kind of card I used to make was a congratulations on a baby card. Aren't these cute? These are some Stampin' Up! Wood stamps from 2000, and the set was called Baby's Firsts. And the one that this one cracks me up. I have never used this stamp because I feel like it is not what you show parents when they're having their baby. But this one is my favorite. So this is the one we're going to use for the masking. So let me just talk about Craft Roulette for a second. It's for episode 212, and the colors need to be kites in the sky. The element is April, and I think babies are born in April. And then we need sparkle. So I'm going to make sure that my bubbles in this card sparkle. I'm also, for the masking, going to be using this Elephant Parade set. It is also a retired Stampin' Up! Set, but it's not quite that old. It's maybe a couple years old. All right, so let's get started. So when you're masking, you first have to decide which image is going to be in the front and which image is going to be in the back. For my card, this little baby in the tub is the image in front. I then take a Post-it note and I stamp it on the Post-it note because I like to use them. There are Post-it notes that are completely sticky, but I just use the standard style, and the stickies at the top. You stamp the image, and then you cut it out, because this is the one that's going to be first. Now, I started cutting this, and I want you to see that I need to cut it right on the line. And I go back over to make sure. You do not want any edge whatsoever, and that way it's going to fit perfectly on top of the stamped image. Alright, so now we've got our mask, and now we need to stamp it on our paper. I'm using Memento black ink. It's my favorite when I'm going to be using alcohol markers to color. And I'm going to stamp it right in the middle of my paper because I also want to show you another style of masking. All right. I think that turned out just fine. Now I do want you to realize when I cut my little baby, I cut off that little curly Q off my mask because it's not going to matter. You match it up perfectly to cover up. All right. You can see where the little baby is covering up the body of the elephant. So let's see how it turned out. I'm loving it. I think it turned out really cute. So let's color it up. Now the colors needed to be kite colors. So when I was a little girl, I had a pink kite. My very first kite was pink. And then I think of the outside colors that we have: blue and green and yellow. sunshine. So those are my kite, flying a kite colors, okay? So I had cut this out with a Gina Marie die, and then I tried to stamp right on the card, and it's a little slightly turned to the left. So I went ahead and used this Hello Baby from the So Sentimental set from Stampin' Up, and it came with dies that I had, and this is, so I used that, and then I'll be able to cover up that little spot that I just don't like how it turned out. I actually think this is going to be cuter anyway, but I've been doing some of the alcohol marker coloring, and I wanted to finish it up with you because I want to show you the bubbles. The bubbles in this just is so much fun, you guys. And I have this set from My Favorite Things called Bubble Over with Joy. And I just took these 3 little bubbles out of here because if you see in my panel here, I have a lot of empty space around, and those little bubbles are going to work out perfect to take up some space and give it the added extra that we want. And I'm just turning it so that, let me put that back so I know. I just keep turning it different ways so they're not all the same direction, and then I'll put a cluster closer together, see? And maybe one more down here. And I say we got to put another one in here. There. And I think that's going to be perfect. All right. Now I want to show you, let me get this in frame and move in a little bit for you so that you can really see what I'm doing. All right, I want to show you how to color these bubbles to make them look sparkly. You know how out in the sun when someone's blowing bubbles, how they shine? And I just take my alcohol markers and just dab around with each color. And I picked yellow, a blue, a pink, because those are the colors that I usually see when I'm outside seeing bubbles being done. And I just kind of mix it all in there, and then I pick my pink, and I just use a real light bubblegum kind of pink for this. And I did the elephant's ears that way too. Can you see what I'm doing well enough? There. And you just, no thought to it. I just want to cover them. And put some of the colors in all of it. Let's see. Okay, and now I'm going to add some blue in there so that they have, you know, that swirly look to them that bubbles have. And I may have missed a couple colors, and that's okay too. I'll go back and add some more. Like, I think I need a little more yellow in this one. So now, after we do this, let's see, put a little yellow in that one. After we do this, I'm going to use some pearls at the end, okay? We'll put some pearls on after I get the card together. All right, isn't it looking cute? So this is the panel. for the card. Now I've cut a card base, just an A2 size, and I used this color called Mint Macaron. It's a retired Stampin' Up color. And I used some Paper Studio paper. I thought this was perfect to hit all the colors that I want for my Flying a Kite colors. And I used the larger Gina Marie die to cut that out. So I'm going to be putting that panel on the card. And then, see, this was 59 cents. And I bet you, back in the day when I bought that, it was probably half price. I don't think 59 cents. It was a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I probably got them 5 for $1 or something, you know. Alright, so we got that on there. Making sure I'm straight. I really love that glue because it gives me a little wiggle room, that PVA glue. Alright, there. And then, since sparkle, I'm going to be using the pearls, let's see, yes, I'm going to be using these liquid pearls, which I counted as sparkle, but just in case, look at this ribbon. This definitely has some sparkle to it. I'm going to use some pieces of ribbon behind my image, my little panel here, having them stick out. I think that'll be really cute to give it a little extra. Alright, and I'm just going to put them on with some regular tape. I like little pieces of ribbon peeking out from behind sometimes, especially when you just have a panel. It gives it texture. I think I'll put another one on there. Now I could pop this up on dimensionals, but you know what, I'm still debating it. I'm not sure just yet. Now that I'm adding the ribbon, I might want to. But this way, for my sparkle, I know I've got the sparkle going. Alright, doesn't that give it just a little extra something? Alright, maybe I should put one down here to balance it out. I think I will. Okay. So as I'm doing that, I think I'm going to commit to do, I think I'm going to commit to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back. Now my favorite dimensionals are by Stampin' Up. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up representative, my friend Laura is one. You can message me if you need someone. She's fantastic. She's always doing card challenges and things. Alright, so the panel is ready. Now you use whatever dimensionals you have when you're crafting. If you don't have dimensionals, you can use like plain craft foam, you guys. I've done that before. I have a piece here where I used a die cut and held the whole thing up. Just use the whole thing. So use whatever you have. Alright, now it's ready. And then we'll put on what I consider the star of this show, the pearls. I think it's going to make it shine. I've done bubbles before. I did a card. I think I did like 10 episodes, you guys, of a card challenge for myself where I had my family and friends make up little ideas for me, and I just pull to and make a card. And I did a card called Bonjour with those bubbles. So that's how come I have this idea to do it again. Alright, pearls. Now, when I did this before, I just would put some of the pearls right hold it straight up and down. Alright, let's get these pearls going. Yes. Okay, so I want to add some right into the bubbles. Makes it fun. And I'm just kind of smearing it in a little bit on the sides. Alright, and that way they look glossy. Just like that. And then I'm going to add some extra ones, I think, in the tub as well. Now I try to remember to hold it up straight and then lift up. Let's put some of these on, right on our little elephant too, like the bubbles are falling on him. Won't that be cute? Alright, this way we got some glossy bubbles going. Alright, so what do you think? Let's go back over these parameters real quick. So the project needed to be for a coworker. I think I got that. Coworkers have babies. The colors needed to be kites in the sky. There's sunshine yellow and orange, and my kite was pink, blue sky, green grass. Yeah, I think I got it. And then April, babies are born in April, and sparkle. And what do you think of those bubbles? I think they sparkle along with this sparkly ribbon that I added behind there. I think my card for Craft Roulette episode 212 turned out pretty good. I hope you will give this a try. Something similar for masking, and it is so fun to make the bubbles. And while I was sitting here, I was thinking to myself, you know, you could probably make your own bubbles if you didn't have bubble stamps. Draw some circles, add in some color, get your liquid pearls or sparkles, and go to town. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great crafty day. Bye for now.